So we'll start off the record. All right, just about time to start. Usually I get a notice here when it tells me I'm started. I'm gonna turn your screen off, Eric. Thanks for joining us. Everyone's just joining in now, you know, that's how I know it's 2 o'clock. They jump right into. All right, so we got Zoom, we have people in person. I'm gonna make an adjustment here, sorry about that. All right, well, we'll have to play with that later. Screen just blew up. Okay, no problem. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Michael Newmark. I'm the administrative law judge for the PSC. This is docket 5C 154, the Maple Grove Solar CPCN project, their application to build the Maple Grove Solar project. You guys, you're giving me looks like you don't know what what I'm talking about. I hope you guys all know where you're supposed to be. So Public Service Commission is the agency, the state agency that can approve this application. It can approve it with modifications or it can deny the project. So what we're doing here today is taking public comment on that proposal. On Thursday, we're going to meet on Zoom. The parties and commission staff and myself will be in attendance to receive evidence from the parties' witnesses in the case. And those witnesses will be subject to cross-examination as well. So that's kind of the technical expert evidence that goes into making the decision, evaluating the application. But we also want to hear from the people in the field, people who will be impacted by the project, get their opinion on the proposal. So that's what we're here to do today. We have 2 sessions, this 2 p.m. session and also 6 p.m. So we're here to take comments. We want your opinion on the proposal. So you can give us your comment today live. If you don't want to come up here and talk, you can just fill out the form and give us your comment in writing. You can use more than 1 page. Just you want to hear everything you think about, so just fill out the pages if you like. And just hand this back to staff at the table. So we'll keep your written comment. Spoken comments, you'll be sitting in the chair, speaking your comment, and we have a transcriptionist typing in what you say. So we'll have a transcript of today's session, which will be a written form of everything that was said today. That'll be part of the record as well as the comments we receive in writing. So let me just speak about what the record is. It's the information the commissioners will use to make their decision. It's all they're allowed to use to make their decision on the application. So they're going to read the record and then decide. The record's going to be all the information we collect on Thursday from the parties and staff, all the comments we received here today, and the comments on file that were made for the record, the comments that were filed online after the notice of hearing was issued. So all of those will be part of the record. Commission will meet in open meeting and vote on the decision points in the case. And so once they decide on the course of action, a written order is issued. It's emailed to the parties and the parties in the case, the applicant and the parties, and also posted to the commission's website. So that's how we disseminate the order. Can everybody hear me okay? I should have probably asked that in the beginning. Wasn't sure about putting up all the devices here, but sometimes people can't hear. So some other things to think about. Just the basic ground rules here today. Most important thing is to speak slowly and clearly so that we can record what you're saying. And we're also live streaming on YouTube. There'll be an unofficial version of the recording of the hearing will be on our YouTube channel for hearings, the YouTube channel that we have for hearings. Some other ground rules, just please don't interrupt people when they're speaking. I want to give everyone a chance to comment, but we should be respectful while they're commenting. So no cheering, booing, applause. It happens, trust me. So people get very emotional about these things, but if we could just keep the motions toned down, and we just want to make sure we get everyone's opinion on the record, get the commissioners to hear you. The important thing is to be respectful while we're making those comments. So other things, I'm not really thinking of anything right now. I'm having a little trouble with this screen. It just kind of did some weird stuff here. And we have people online listening in on Zoom. We can make them, and we'll, like I said, we'll take their comments later. But if you see me like paying attention to the computer, it's not that I don't want to pay attention to you while you're speaking, but I'm running, I have a couple different balls in the air right now. The important thing is that when you're commenting, she's typing what you say because that's what the commissioners are going to read. So I might be a little distracted, but don't worry. We'll get your comment in the record. So besides that, I think that's all we need to talk about before we get started. So we'll take our first witness, Judy Nichols. Have you come up to and take a seat here? I apologize for all the wires here, but we kind of run all this stuff portable system, so it's not pretty, but it gets the job done. So I'm going to swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? I do. Okay, and so we'll just need your name for the record and try to speak into the mic. And it's kind of hard to do that and read at the same time, but give it your best shot.
Judy Nichols.
All right, can everybody hear her? Yeah, all right, that's awesome, thanks. All right, go ahead.
I am totally against this project as it takes away from productive farmland as well as wildlife habitat. As a realtor, it is unknown what it will do to the surrounding property values. I had a property listed on 14th, which is close to the current substation, and there were a number of negative negative comments against the property. If you were to sell your home and live in a home next to one of these solar panels, would you like to look out your front door and see all the solar panels? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Brian Draper. We try to keep in the order we got them. Maybe you got Mike on shuffle here. Let me swear you in. Okay. Raise your right hand. You did it. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. So name and comment. Go ahead.
So my name is Brian Draper. I've been a resident here for 9 days. I just bought my home and found out one day ago that I'll be surrounded by solar panels. Not very happy about that. My question revolves around property values and the decrease. I come from a state where there were a lot of solar projects, and we lost about 25% of our value. So turning around to live here to have this same issue was concerning to me. The plan for degradation of the panels over their lifespan and how that cost will be absorbed by the community. I didn't quite understand that. And in the proposal, there is a explanation of alternative sites. My house has 2 of those sites. I'd like a better understanding on what that means and what steps will be taken to mitigate the fact that I can't see anything but solar panels where I'm at.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm going to direct you to Adam in the back. He's our environmental person, and he can probably give you some answers to the screening, vegetation screening, and other proposals, and just how we decide about primary versus alternate arrays. So I think you probably want to get some more information from him.
Appreciate that.
All right. Yeah. Thanks. Karen, looks like Shaw. Yes. Thanks for helping me out. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, name please and comment.
My name is Karen Schaff. I'm Barron.
Sorry.
That's all right. My name is Karen Schaff. I'm a Barron County farmer and a member of the Barron County Farm Bureau. I'm here to register opposition to the Maple Grove Solar Project. Food security is critical to a country's national security. And in fact, the UN has stated that there is currently a global food security crisis. Our nation has been blessed to be so productive, a blessing that has contributed to the United States' wealth and security. However, it is estimated that the United States has been losing farmland at the rate of 4.3 acres per minute for the last 22 years. That research done by Farmland Partners. American Farmland Trust research states 2,000 acres of farmland and ranch land were lost or compromised every day from 2001 to 2016. There are numerous threats resulting in this alarming loss, but not the least of which are projects like what we are talking about today. It is my firm belief that the productive farmland in our nation needs to be identified as such and protected for the production of food, and it needs to start right here. There are other options for solar projects, marginal land, rooftops. And if the artificial carrots of federal subsidies were not so large, the economics, or should I say the lack of economics, would put solar into a proper perspective. As it is, the big dollar incentives dangled in front of our town boards, county boards, and school boards will cause a ripple effect in the ag community, increasing land rents for others as those who signed on the dotted line seek to replace their lost productive acres. Our County Farm Bureau has passed the following resolutions in 2022. We support point use production of wind or solar energy. We oppose the loss of any productive farmland for the production of renewable energy. We oppose any incentives for renewable energy production on productive farmland. And we support a pro-reliability and comprehensive, including coal, nuclear, and fossil fuels, approach to the generation and distribution of electricity in the United States. My second point of opposition is to the concept of the Public Service Commission, a 3-person appointed committee responsible to no one with no guidelines is not a democratic way. This attempt to make us feel as if we are being heard today is thinly veiled when a 3-person decision can override anything: farmland preservation agreements, managed forest law agreements, any zoning plan, any county or town board decision. They can and will override every one of us in decisions concerning you and I and our community. That is not the American way, and I am opposed to it. Farmers have been defined as stewards of the land for future generations. The Bible talks of farmers as stewards of the land. Agreeing to take productive farmland for inefficient, unreliable, unneeded solar energy is not land stewardship. It is not recognizing the importance of food security or considering our future generations. It is only about the dollars that are in it for the participants for today. I applaud the Putskys for taking the stand that they have to oppose this, and I stand with them. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, looks like Craig Hammernick. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, name and comment.
My name is Craig Hammernick. I'm a longtime resident of Barron County and Maple Grove Township. One of the concerns I have is the promised payments to the municipality, such as the county and the township. According to the Legislative Council, that money or that property, I should say, does not collect property tax. In lieu of that, basically, they have a license fee, sometimes called a utility fee. And that fee, according to the Legislative Council again, is collected by the state and goes into the state's general fund. My concern is that even though there's a statute that says there's a formula that's used to pay that back to the municipalities, My concern is that that money's gonna get lost, because once it goes into the general fund, there's no identity to that money anymore. And I'm very concerned that, when you dangle that kind of money in front of people, they tend to make decisions that aren't the wisest. So that's concern number one. The other concern I have has kind of been already brought up about the loss of farmland, productive farmland. I'm also a member of the Barron County Farm Bureau. And you already heard where they stand on that. You know, I think that with solar, and you can argue this on both sides, but solar is not a reliable source of energy, in my opinion. And that we should be putting efforts into more reliable, more affordable sources of electricity, such as nuclear. We have fantastic scrubbing situations for various natural gas generation plants. There's hydro. There's so many other better alternatives than large scale solar that take up productive farmland. You know, rooftops, point of use, all those things. I'm all in favor of that. So it's not that I'm against solar, but I really think that's one thing to really look at. And for those two reasons are the biggest reasons that I'm against this. And, you know, I really think that our country survives on affordable, reliable energy and electricity, to be specific. And I don't think we gain that from large scale solar. Thank you.
Thanks. James Jusilik. Was I close?
Yeah, you did good.
Okay. Swear or affirm to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. All right, so pronounce your name correctly and go ahead.
All right, James Puselik. I'm a property owner in Maple Grove Township. And I look at this as an opportunity to participate in the production of electricity, much like I participate in the production of corn for ethanol. This is a way to diversify opportunities to participate, to be a part of that. The second opportunity is in a revenue stream for the township from a road maintenance, from a general fund for the township and for the county. So lots of opportunities to be a local energy provider or be a participant in that process. So I look at this favorably.
Okay, thanks. Lori Brigg. BYGD, did I? All right.
No.
No, okay, yeah, I didn't think I.
It is BYGD.
Okay.
Big.
Big, okay, all right, well, we got it now, so thanks. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I will.
All right, name and comment.
My name is Lori Big. I live at 879 15th Street, Hillsdale, Wisconsin. I'm located on the southeast corner of the intersection of 9th Avenue and 15th Street. I am against this project. This will be directly across the road from me. This will be the view out my living room window, solar panels and chain link fencing. This is not how I ever anticipated living when I purchased the 40 acres to build my home on and raise a family in the township in which I was raised. My property comes from the hard work of 3 generations and will no doubt this decision could affect generations to come. I have concerns on a multitude of levels. First, safety. How will these panels be maintained, stored, dealt with whenever damage occurs to them? If they are damaged, what will be the cleanup process? How will it be handled? How do we ensure that it's handled properly to reduce the risk of our watershed or homesteads that will be in the path of any said damage? I will have to worry every day when my children drink water from our well. Is it contaminated? Is it compromised? Should I be concerned? Are there studies that will tell us that this is going to remain safe for years to come? Secondly, financial. Purchasing 40 acres of land was a requirement in my township when I chose to build my home. Purchasing this property and building my home was an investment for myself, my family. I have no doubt that taxes will continue to increase. I also have no doubt that my property value will decrease with solar panels across from it. Leasing these panels for 20 years and possibly 40 years, as we've been told, will be a substantial financial loss to my family. A day will come that I will need to sell my property, and I will take a loss. If the energy is not being used to power Maple Grove Township homes or Barron County, why is it being placed in Barron County? It's my understanding it will be sent out of state. Why are we ruining Wisconsin agricultural land for the benefit of a different state?
Kathleen, Flaggerlin? I tried, sorry.
That's fun.
Affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I will.
Okay, name and comment, please.
Coming here today has been a
Give
hard.
us your name first, so we
Oh,
can get it right.
Kathleen Fagerlin,
There we go.
Fagerlin.
Thanks.
Coming here today has been a hard decision. And I've been really struggling with what to say because I have so much that I want to say. Last night I was sitting with our granddaughter at a stand bear hunting. And I thought to myself, I will never be able to do this again. Because having the solar farm right next to the land, the bear will not go that direction. One of the other things that came to mind was the letters that we received and the sleepless nights that also came with them. I called Adam Ingdahl. He responded. That was a glitter of hope. And I said, we feel like there's no recourse from us because we've been basically turned down by our county, our township, our county, our government officials, that it's a done deal. It's a done deal over money. There has to be more to it than just money. Why are we doing that in Wisconsin? One of the reasons, our land is cheap. Cheap. Two, our population. IBV does not put a solar farm in an area with more than one in a square mile of 2,000 people in a square mile. Our land is cheap, our population is sparse. I have one other comment that I will make with a plea that you stop this. Please help us. We've been in Maple Grove Township residents for 55 years. We have not had our questions answered regarding all the effects, long-term health in living close proximity to our solar farm and a battery station. Our concerns are for our children, our grandchildren, who will be living next to the solar farm and every other resident of Maple Grove Township. The solar farm will border the wetlands of the Yellow River watershed. Due to the hazardous material of the panels, we have concern for our water to remain clean and for the safety of our families. Removal of agricultural land and wildlife and the production of the crops for our local farmers. We do not want to risk the disaster that happened recently in Texas with their battery project. Please say no to the Maple Grove Solar Farm and to IBV Energy in our county. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, ma'am. Steve Fagerlin. Didn't know you'd have to follow her, did you?
Yeah, all that.
You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yep.
Go ahead, name and
Okay.
comment.
I'm gonna ramble a bit. Am I allowed to ask you questions at all?
You can ask me, but what will be what we'll be documenting for the records that you have those questions. I really can't speak for anyone to give you those answers in particular. I can, not really an expert in the field, but I can give you, I can try to give you some things. If you're confused about
Okay.
something, I can try to correct you,
And I
but.
might be up here, but I need
Yeah.
correcting, you tell me.
Right,
Okay.
but I wouldn't rely on my answers, so probably just as good as you are with
All right.
that. So go ahead.
First off, how this came about, pretty much in Wisconsin, is a rule was made that if ag land could be put back into ag, it could be used for these solar farms. When they did that, it took all the power away from the county, away from zoning, and away from our township. We have no say in it. We have been told that. We have no say in it. So this comes from Madison. We did not have a vote, not a vote of any kind. And yet we're the ones that are gonna get stuck with it. Some of the people are gonna be surrounded on four sides. I asked the CEO at a town hall meeting if there was any compensation. He said no. One of his engineers that was there said they have money for shrubs. They also stated that these things will be 8 to 15 feet high. Shrubs just don't cut it. My shrubs are about 4 feet high. So it's, what they're gonna do to some of these, especially older people, their homes are their 401ks. Been told by a local realtor, they can drop as much as 50%, depending on whether you are surrounded or not. The setback they said they would have is 200 feet. That's not much. I don't think there's anyone here who would buy a home at 400,000 now, which is pretty common. And tomorrow know for a fact it's gonna drop to 200, possibility of it. So for those people, I really feel sorry. So, thank you.
All right, well, thanks for your comment. So one more appearance slip, for the people in the room here today. So if anyone else wants to speak, fill out a form and get it up to me. Otherwise, we'll switch over to the Zoom people after this person here. So you have Garth Schumacher.
Right.
There you go.
Right. Well said.
Good.
No,
Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I will.
All right, name and comment.
Thank you. My name is Garth Schumacher. My wife and I moved here, retired here about 5 years ago on our family farm, her side of the family. For over 100 years, we've been on this property. Her family has. And we are supportive of the solar projects going on, with the many caveats that we're hearing here today. I'm bringing up another caveat that I'm sure has been talked about in some circles, and that's concerning pollinators. And there is a way to create a positive on both sides of the equation in agriculture as well as solar. Because you can use plantings of wildflowers that are native of this community. By the way, I've been researching this stuff from the Agriculture and Life Sciences Department of Entomology at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And I know that they're doing some pollinator gardens and things like that under and within these solar arrays that is actually helping farms around that are primarily monoculture. And in monoculture, a lot of times they're using insecticides that are killing a lot of the pollinators. And these things are actually going to help in the agricultural segment. And I know that through study that there are about 880 million arable acres of land in the United States of America, and that in order to reach the sustainability hope that we have in this nation for our power supply by 2050, that it'll only take several million acres throughout the United States to do this. So it is my hope that all of these projects that we're doing in this county is one that will, and Maple Grove will be one that is really working to create pollinator plantings throughout these places that will actually add to our arable land in the future. So there you go.
Thank you very much. Right, well, while you guys decide if you want to speak and fill out a form and get it to me, we're gonna poll some of the Zoom people here and see if they want to comment. So we have Bev Webb, we can go. So BEVWEB. If you'd like to comment, it's time where you can do that. I'm just gonna call out the names and you can just chime in if you do want to comment. Debbie Church. John Waiter, WIATER. Back to Marg. They said no before, but you can always change your mind here. Senator Quinn is listening in. I don't know if you'd like to comment now, Senator. And we also have two people on the phone, so it's a little tricky on the phone. To unmute, you need to push *6. So I'm gonna just ask you online. You should share that on your phone. So you have a person whose number ends in 999. Another one ends in 699. So if you do want to comment, just unmute now by pressing *6. Okay, so not seeing or hearing anybody on Zoom at the moment. If people are having trouble unmuting or getting through, I'm going to display the notice of hearing on the screen one more time. And to point out that we still are accepting comments in writing. So just in case you're not able to connect to us somehow. So you can see now on your screen share, the notice of hearing, which describes where you can file a written comment. And those comments are due Friday, September 13th. You see on the notice there's a link on the internet. You can file a comment online. You can also mail it to us. There's the address in the notice right there. Of course, it's getting pretty close to the deadline to get it in the mail and for us to receive it on time. So I'd say if you do want to send a comment in writing to us, to do that by linking through the internet. Another option, if you're not able to get through to us on Zoom right now, is to come to the 6 p.m. session. We can just take I was muted on there. You're muted on there. Okay, let's do this again. So you guys, I just let you know, I was muted on Zoom by accident, so I'm gonna just ask the people one more time. I don't know if they heard me or not. Sorry about that, so. How I got muted? Oh, no, I just did that. Oh, no, I just muted it. That's okay. I'm just freaking out. I just muted it and then I looked at it and I saw it was muted, so we're good. All right, so we're adjourned.